Hi everyone, it's Sailor Mimzy, and this is actually gonna be my take 2 of this video that I've been trying to film. So last week I started filming a video on something that I've always been wanting to try. It didn't work out nearly to what I thought it would turn out to be, if that makes any sense. Let me just start with this. Something I've always been interested in trying and that I love watching tutorials on YouTube about is needle felting. And my husband bought me this kit back in December, and I wanted to film my attempt at trying this. So it's made by this brand called Dimensions, and you get enough wool to make 2 bumblebees, and I love bees. So my friend Ness actually said to make 1 bee now, you know, as a noob starting out in this whole needle felting thing, and then make the second one later on after I've, you know, gotten more skills and everything. So I started filming last week my attempt at this, and like I said, I watched a lot of tutorials on YouTube of people needle felting. It's just really interesting to watch the wool take shape. It's just, I thought it was fascinating, and plus the crunching sound that it makes is really satisfying. I know that sounds so weird, but yeah, I mentioned in my previous video that it didn't work out because I didn't read the instructions ahead, which I totally should have done. So I was following these instructions that came with the kit. You know, this part worked out, and then it got to step 3. I had to add water. All the tutorials that I've watched have never had water in it, and obviously now I can see that there's more than one way to do needle felting, but I was determined to follow these instructions, and so I did this, and it didn't work out. I did not end up with a perfect smooth looking sphere like that. I'll show you guys afterwards how my first attempt turned out. So I'm gonna actually skip this whole water and dish soap detergent step. I'm gonna skip this, and I'm going to just needle felt the way that I've seen people on YouTube do it, with just the wool and the needle and lots of stabbing. I thought it was interesting that there was water involved in these instructions. It didn't work out for me. So much for my, you know, make 1 now and then another one later on. So I'm gonna try again to make my first bee. I don't expect for it to turn out perfect. I know it's gonna have some kind of like mutant look to it probably. I was gonna continue on, maybe I still might. Like my first attempt at this, I could technically still continue on with that piece that didn't work out. It's gonna look really, really weird, but I think it might be okay. We'll see. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start this, and first step was to separate the wool. The wool just came in a package. All of this wool just came in a huge, like, long strip, and you're supposed to separate it into strips according to these directions. Yeah, so spread yellow wool completely and pull it apart into wispy tufts. And it says, do not cut the wool. I mentioned before that there's like bits of, like, I don't know if you guys, if it's on the camera or if the camera is capturing it, but there's little bits, it's like pieces of leaves and stuff in the wool. Yeah, there's like a piece of bark or something. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. It makes me think of, like, you know, people shearing sheep wool and they dye it and then they like hang it up on bushes or something to dry, which is where all the leaves and twigs are coming from. I don't know, just another random thought. Okay, so here is all the wool. So I'm supposed to be wrapping this up into a ball to make the body. And it says to wrap it tightly. And because I'm skipping the water part, I'm wondering if I should be stabbing this with a needle. I don't want to screw this up. This is like, I know I can go out and buy another kit, but I just don't want to waste it. The directions advise you to roll it in alternating directions. So yeah, I was hoping to, I'm just gonna stab this. Try and keep that in place. Maybe I should be using the matte thingy that it came with. During my first attempt of doing this, I did end up stabbing myself a few times with the needle, as expected. It wasn't too bad, like I didn't keel over in pain or anything, but it was like startling because you don't expect it. This is turning out to be pretty big, so maybe I can save some of this and make the other bee. This is huge. Okay. So during my first attempt from last week, I did end up making the bee's wings successfully, so I think I'll just use the footage. It did work out, and I'm gonna use them for this. Hopefully it's okay if this big bee has little wings. That'll be cute. So this week's video is probably gonna be a Frankenstein type of video. It's gonna have footage from last week when I was filming and this week's attempt at this needle felting. Oh my gosh, it's coming together. It's looking way better. I know this doesn't look perfect yet. I'm still gonna be working on it, but this already looks so much better than what happened last week. Ugh, can't believe it. What a waste of wool last week. And I don't know what I did wrong. Like, I seriously followed the instructions and it just didn't work out last week. It was so gross. It turned out really gross. You guys will see. So yeah, I'm going to put this aside for making the other bee, a replacement bee. So just put this back in the bag. So yeah, all the wool came in a bag like this. And I admit I was extremely skeptical if that the amount of wool they gave me was going to be enough to make 2 bees, but it's actually a lot of wool. See, on the picture, it's perfect looking spears, but then they also add a little circle later on to make a head. So I'm just going to keep stabbing this until I get to the shape that I am happy with. But this is actually the first in a kind of a series that I've been thinking about doing for a while, where I try something new, something creative that I haven't done before. Oh, that crunching sound is just so satisfying to my ears. I know I sound like such a weirdo. Let's see. So in the instructions there, you can see there's the spear and they have a little bit of wool. I think I'll be okay. And I'm just stabbing at the lumps that I see to try and shape it into this. This is like, I guess, turned into like an egg. No, not an egg. It's like a pill shape. Okay, so pull the black wool apart to make thin, even strips. Needle them to the body. So there's 2 stripes on the picture here. And here is the black wool. The stripes on the picture look really dense, like they're not see-through or anything. And I want it to go all the way around. So I'm just going to break this apart a bit. I have extra here to fill in the gaps. Next, rolling the felt between your fingers, make 2 small balls of black wool. needle them to the head for eyes. Okay, now the real challenge is making the next eye roughly the same size and shape. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Oh my goodness, it's really turning into a bee. Well, not a real bee, but a cute bee. Next step, we are making a mouth. So using a wisp of the black wool, so spindle a wisp and needle it for the mouth. Now on the package, they have a slight smile. So do we want a smile or do we want like a straight line? Okay, maybe a smile will be cute. So we'll try a smile. Oh, it's not even smiling. It's like, what am I doing here? It's like freaking out. Turn into a cute smile. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit to the side. This is gonna end up looking like a Joker bee with a huge smile on its face, a huge grin. Oh my gosh. This is not a smile. Ooh, maybe I could use some of the yellow wool and shape it so it's going over some of the black. Oh my gosh, it's working! We got there. There's a forced smile now on this bee's face. I could spend all day working on that face. Jeez, I'm gonna end up screwing it up. Alright, it says needle black wool to make a small cone, trim it to create a pointed stinger. Oh, I did not see a stinger on here. Okay, we'll do it because we have a bit of black wool left. So we have to needle a cone using this small bit of wool. I'm definitely going to be stabbing my fingers. Here we go. Somehow making a cone. I know you have to rotate it a lot when you're using this base thing, otherwise you'll be attaching your creation to it. I think if you're doing one of these kits for the first time, definitely helps to watch tutorials on YouTube just so you get like an understanding of how like the needle felting works, because these instructions, like it literally just says needle the stinger to the body. I'm gonna make the cone a little more shorter so it's not such an aggressive looking stinger. Okay, that's cute. And I'm just gonna shape a bit of the body. I'm just noticing some more lumps. Alright. That's not bad. Okay, and the next step is, so it gives you a template to do wings, and I'm gonna actually just insert the footage from last week here of how I did the wings. Alright, so I'm gonna do the wings now. And I'm gonna make the smaller ones. So there's a little template on the back here. I'm supposed to actually trace it and make my own little template. There's also a tip here to just put the magazine underneath this block thing. So here are the wings. It looks pretty good. And the final step is to needle the wings to the body. So in the picture they have it positioned in between the two black stripes here. So I'm going to try and center it between this bee's eyes. Oh my gosh, the wings are kind of lopsided. I gotta fix this. And I think this guy is done. So here's how my bee turned out. It doesn't really tell you when to stop needling like the wings, so I just kept going until is attached, and it's kind of still lopsided. I don't know if you guys can tell, but cute. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna try and sneakily hang this up in our vehicle on the rear view mirror. So I'm just gonna, I'll probably needle a string here. I think you can needle stab a string into here and then just have it dangling. But yeah, turned out super cute. And as promised, this is what I ended up with when I followed the instructions using water and soap. Yep. And this is using roughly the same amount of wool. Actually, no. This is using more because I divided the wool in half, and this was 1/2. And then, yeah, so I made a bee with this, plus with this left over. So yeah, it looks like a clump of, you can fill in the blanks. Part of me can kind of see like Gudetama or something being shaped out of this. Like, I don't know, he is a blob, right? So that could work. But yeah, so I'm very happy with how this bee turned out. And I just wanted to also mention, this is my first time doing needle felting, and this kit was pretty good. I would recommend it if you are a beginner, if this is your first time trying it, or even if you've done it before. Like, this is such a cute little kit, and it was really like fast and easy to make. It took me about almost a whole hour to do this guy. And also, I want to mention that if this is your first time needle felting, I definitely recommend watching different tutorials on YouTube, just so you can get just so you can understand more of what's going on, like while you're stabbing, and like different techniques and tips and stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. So like I said, it's going to be part of like a series where I try doing new and different creative things just to challenge myself, and also I think it'd be interesting for me to document. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything like that, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! It was actually the next day, and I thought I would show you guys so that stupid clump that I ended up messing up with my first attempt with the felting using the water and the dishwashing detergent soap stuff. I wasn't able to reshape the that clump, and I seriously did try, but I ended up just cutting it apart because there was like this huge piece that stuck out. And yeah, so I kind of ended up playing around with it, and I ended up with this. So originally the clumps were like kind of like this, so I ended up doing kind of like a Gudetama thing on it. I think I'm going to loop these two together, like make a keychain or something out of it, because it looked really funny. So there's that. And also, I couldn't help myself, I ended up making the second bee already. I was just like, I don't know, I guess I'm hooked on this felting thing. It's so fun to do. So here's how the second bee turned out. It's like a tater tot shape, kinda. And then it's just a little bit smaller. This is the first bee I did. It's a little bit smaller. And I think this face looks more smiley. This one still kind of looks like forced creepy smile. So yeah, really happy with this, and I had so much fun. Alright, I just wanted to share that with you guys.